has been, as you know, Professor, a long debate about religion and what it does in American history until today. And in the 1960s, you have a huge legal case against the prayers in the classroom.
Yes.
And eventually that person won the case, though was heavily criticized by those who heavily believe in religions. And at this moment, you also have debates going on in American society, about whether the sales clerk in a shop should greet the customers with or like Merry Christmas during the time of the Christmas season. How do you take your stand as an atheist from America?
I think a lot of the attempt to remove all reference to or practice of religion from the schools is a mistake. And in fact, I'm trying to get people to realize that what we should do instead, we should have compulsory education on the world's religion in all schools, not just public schools, but all religious schools, all private schools, and all homeschoolers.
As knowledge.
And I think that if there was a curriculum on the world's religions that was compulsory and that students would be tested on it, this would be the single thing that I could see doing that would do the most to make religion more benign. Because as I look around the world...
What should be included in this curriculum? Are they going to be taught to believe in religion?
No.
Or are they going to be taught to know more about religion?
They're going to be taught the history of the religions, including their own. And a lot of them don't know the history of their own religion, and they don't know it for a reason. Their leaders don't want them to know it. And they're going to be taught the rituals, the beliefs, the art, the music, all of that.
That's certainly a very interesting suggestion. No matter whether it is in the school system yet, we know it is in the public debate in America. It is also in the presidential debate in America. And we see an increasing role of religion, not only with Republicans now, which are usually rely on their faith when it comes to public campaigns, but also Democrats. Leading Democrats. Hillary Clinton, for example. Obama, for example. How do you see this phenomenon?
For the time being, the political wisdom is that if you were to admit you were an atheist or an agnostic, this would be suicide politically, that you could not be elected. I think what we have to do is turn that around. In plenty of countries in the rest of the world, civilized countries, self-avowed atheists can win public office. People ask me, when do you think we'll ever have an atheist president? To which I say, we've had lots of atheist presidents, they just haven't admitted it. And I'm sure that's true. I'm sure there are dozens of congressmen and senators who are actually atheists. But in order to be elected, they have to say this. Now, this isn't healthy. This is hypocritical, it's insincere, it's political lying. And the only way to stop it is for those of us who aren't religious to point out, we're a pretty big minority. There are many more people who aren't religious in the United States than there are Jews. There are many more than there are Mormons even. Don't offend us. If you want our vote, you have to take positions that we will support.
But then you have been always saying that you are using scientific analysis in order to understand religion and why it is so popular. Many would question you with the same thing, ain't science, to some extent, as they say, would also become a religion, at least for you guys?
No, I'm always amused when people say that, and they say that a lot.
Yeah.
In effect, they're saying, we're as bad, you're as bad as we are. But actually, no, we're not, because the reason that science isn't a religion is that we put no value at all on irrationality. Every item in science is always up for criticism. We have systematic criticism of every feature. There's no topics that are off limits. And that's why it's not a religion, because it has no place in it for the glorification of irrationality.
So my final question to you, Professor Dennett, is that from your perspective as an atheist from the United States, do you think people should believe in religion, or is rather their choice?
Well, in one sense, we all believe in religion. It exists. There it is. The question is, do we participate in religion? Do we believe in what people who are religious say they believe in? And the answer there is, I think, no. And the main thing is we don't have to say it, because one of the things that I point out in my book is that many people, I have no way of judging how many, profess religious belief, but they don't believe it. They believe in belief. And I'm saying it's an interesting phenomenon. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons why arguments about atheism are sort of pointless, because most people who aren't atheists don't believe in God either.
So really it's up to people's choice, whatever they feel like.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. That's what we talk about, freedom of religion anyway.
Freedom of religion. I'm all for freedom of religion.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much, Professor Dennett, for coming over to the show. Good luck with the book.
Thank you very much.